Uh-oh. Well, that's a great way to start. There's that. Woo! Woo! Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, come on now. You do better than that. Also grab your point from across the street. There's someone to follow off and then watching parts of yesterday's feed, and there's this ticking sound. Somewhere in here, it's making some noise.
Emergency alert. Generally, they've been notified of medical request. At this time, there has been no reports or no previous reports. They've also advised that the hospital will contact us directly if any patient enters the facility and attempted to locate any radio call generated from the hospital.
It's a real annoying tapping noise. That's not good. Ozark Billy, come on, man. Thank you so much. You're way too kind. Way too kind. So good morning, everybody. Happy day after Easter. About 2,000 years ago, 2019 years ago, people were tripping out on this day. People were like, dude, did you see what happened? Did you hear what happened? He's gone. He said he'll be back for us. They were tripping out. They were probably couldn't believe it. They're like, we thought we killed him, and then he came back, and now he's gone again. And then a crazy new religion started. Hope everybody had some good food, some good family fun, some good egg hunting. Now let's go story hunting. hello to everybody who said hello. The only update I have is the officer is in stable but serious condition. Ozark, that's good. I hope everything's okay. I hope everything's well. Yeah, Mendez, they think it was a possible ambush. Thank you, unit. Thank you so much. And they haven't caught the original guy who fled from the traffic stop. There you go, Ozark. Fix it the old-fashioned way. Doctors can't make you feel better. You can make yourself feel better. Thank you, unit. Thank you very much. Happy Easter, everyone. And Scott. Hey, that's me. I'm Scott.
The flooding intersection for information.
It all started with the Big Bang Bang! Whoop. Daniel, that's about as long as I've been streaming. I don't know what date episode number 1 was. I guess I am coming up on my 6-month anniversary. My 6-month streaming anniversary. I'm still just a little baby. Just a little baby who streams on the internet. Cynthia, I believe so. I believe I started in November. I believe I started streaming in November. Put you in a sling, dude. I had to read that a couple times before I figured out what you were saying. That's funny. Yes, he has a couple times. He was even inside the studio, sitting at the anchor desk, talking with the anchor. But he's had a couple stories where he's been in front of the camera. He did his first live report, I think, a week ago, and then he's done a couple sit downs and stand ups that weren't live. The sit down was live, but he's done a couple stand up reports that he just packaged together and fed, or I guess it's not fed, gave to them or did for them. And he did a 420 piece, which is pretty funny. If you go to his Instagram page, I believe a lot of it is on there. In the state of Washington, marijuana is legal, but the cops still are out in force that day due to it being somewhat of a marijuana holiday. So the cops are out in force trying to crack down on people, you know, drinking and driving, smoking and driving. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
891, also the gate code is 8843.
Whoa, 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 whoa. And there we go.
That's
much better.
91, Roger. We're with the persons at unit 102. They're saying they didn't call 911.
I don't know you. I don't know you.
Stand by.
I don't care about you. Go to you.
7 John Henry 344.
Go to you.
Okay, she's on the northeast corner of Marathon of Washington. If you actually met her, we're just going to be a female block in the black shirt. And she's currently walking into the gas
10 diabetic Washington Central Group.
Traffic no road on 5 Young Victor Adam at 114.
46 is our citizen.
with no real apparent purpose. Continue for one cancel response system.
26, just band 1951, West 22nd.
All this information on missing adult broadcast missing from 15152 Victory Boulevard. Subject is 20 settled, female white, gray over brown, 55155. Date of birth of 5/9/1959. Medium build, like complexion. Wearing a gray sweater, blue pants, blue sandals, mental condition X4. Last name 4/20/2019 at 2000 hours. Any information, contact Van Nuys Detective. Information on incident 4814.
So did you want to do an additional message?
And it's your CPI classic couple at Woodbury. For CPI, hit run TC. The vehicle is in front of the C10 in park. George John Boyd 607. Suspect possibly barrel ran into the car.
Come over to Oxford. No comments, no correction to one call. We're doing right now, sir. 55 miles.
And 911 from Metro, how do you make contact?
Central launch 5 units cut off at the station.
Metro from Engine 91. Yes, with the party at 13,000 Drumfield, apartment 102. They state that they did not call 911 from this location. However, they were on the phone with somebody possibly in Northbridge. Let me check the callback number, see if they have a better location. Agent 91, stand by.
Picture of the 415 man, 7th and Hope at the 7th Metro Station. Lower level suspect from LA, one gray blue sweatshirt, blue jeans, possibly under the influence. Good
Down 4. That location is going to be 1312 Citrus.
Now the call came out as a flooding, and it looks like a water pipe. It's not a hydrant or anything. It looks like a water pipe. So I'm near a freeway. I'll just sit here and stage until we get something interesting.
Boat restorations, 15029 West Burbank Boulevard.
What's up, Caesar? How are you? Hey, you're from Los Angeles? I'm in Los Angeles.
We have a prior on 418.
Caesar, are you familiar with who I am and what we do?
91 Metro. Tried to call back. Person keeps calling. I keep calling them and they keep hanging up on us.
Hello, Germany.
Metro Bench 91, Roger. We were just approached by somebody. I might have a better address. Stand by. 91, Roger.
Caesar, I'm a news cameraman. And if you don't know who I am, go check out a show on Netflix called Shot in the Dark. It'll give you something to do for the next 6 hours of your life. And if you're not, and if you are doing something right now, watch it later. But watch a show on Netflix called Shot in the Dark. I go out and I record accident scenes, crime scenes, other interesting scenes that I think will make the news in Los Angeles, and I sell it to the news stations. Like this isn't newsworthy. Now, if that thing was 100 feet in the air, I can maybe sell it. If it was landing on top of the school or flooding the school, I could probably do something. But that's not newsworthy. When's the next swag drop in Pomona? I don't know. You are paparazzi? No, I'm not paparazzi. I'm a stringer. Paparazzi doesn't chase firefighters and police officers and crime scenes. Now, I know how to do paparazzi. There's 3 different ways of doing paparazzi. Number 1, you get a tip, and you go to that tip. Number 2, you do your route. There's a certain route that you're familiar with and that you do, and you start to recognize celebrities' cars and where they go and their routine, things like that. And then there's the follow, or the sit. You sit on someone, like let's say, who's topical in the news right now? Who's topical in the news right now? Who has situations going on? So you find somebody who's topical in the news, and you sit on them. You sit at their house, you follow them from place to place and things like that. And paparazzi, you mostly make your money doing that during the day. And when I learned it during the day, and I was still working at night. And I think I learned it in 2006, 2007. And I don't like driving during the day. No way. Not for me. Too busy out here. And I did it for the thrill of the hunt. Plus, I'm a cameraman here in Los Angeles, and I watch TV and I watch movies, so I wanted to see if I could do it. And I did it. I could do it. But what I don't like about it is, it's boring. The thrill of the hunt's fun, but it's just boring. I don't like driving during the day, so I learned it. Let's say, I always use this as an example. Let's say I get Tom Cruise being put in an ambulance. Knowing paparazzi helps me sell my footage, because then I know how to sell it to other outlets besides just the local news and national news. That would actually be global news. But yeah, no, I'm not paparazzi. I'm Scotterazzi. No, Christian, that doesn't work either for me. I should do bounty hunter. Like I should go be a bounty hunter, or I should play one on the internet. Nah, it's not a hydrant. That's just this isn't a hydrant we're looking at. Looks like the water piping system from the school. The hydrant is actually right there in front of the pole, if you can see it. There's a hydrant right there, right underneath, right in front of that pole. But that's not a hydrant. Oh, it must be 3 o'clock. You're welcome, Caesar. Thank you for joining us. Caesar, I've been live streaming for about 6 months now. I've been doing my job for almost 20 years. Oh, these guys are gonna move the water. Watch this. That's cool. But Caesar, yeah, I've been doing the job almost 20 years. I've made a living at it. I make a living with my camera, and that makes me happy. That makes me happy. Growing up, I always wanted to be a part of television, and now I am. I am a part of television. I didn't think this was the way I was going to be a part of it because I didn't know this existed until I was 25, and now I'm 44. Damn. I'm old, Caesar. It is 3:03 a.m. At 3 o'clock, sheriffs go into like a testing mode. So the sheriff channel, I can always tell when it's 3 o'clock because the scanners start to make some weird noises. Gibson, you just turned 20? Dude, you got your whole life ahead of you. Got your whole life ahead of you. And me, I got the rest of my life ahead of me. Hey, you're 40 years old. Caesar, we're the same. Which means, Caesar, when we start to get into TV talk, we can talk about, you'll know what it is I'm talking about. Like when I say, what you talking about, Willis? Or when I talk about the A-Team. Or Magnum PI. Oh, they're trying to do it again. Or when I talk about my favorite show, The Dukes of Hazzard. I did watch Chips. It wasn't my favorite show, but I watched Chips, and it's funny to see old episodes of Chips, especially now that I know the city so well. It's like, hey, I know where that is, and oh my gosh, look how new that looks. A lot of times too, Caesar, we'll talk about food on this channel, even though we're chasing, crime scenes and stuff. But the reason we talk about food is, well, that's something everybody has in common. Everybody has two things in common in life: air and food. And nobody really talks about air. So sometimes we talk about food. A lot of times the food goes into tacos. We get into a lot of taco talk around here. But I'm glad you joined us. Thanks for joining us, Caesar. We also sometimes will
patient 1111 94th Street, Vermont Avenue.
Talk about how much I love golf. Now that I'm older, I watch a lot of golf. I do watch a lot of golf actually. But oh, they got it. I play a lot of golf. Look at that, they did it. Water's off. Water is off. Bam. Let's go to our staging spot. Caesar, I don't really drive around, even though the show, that's the one thing too about the show that you're gonna watch, Shot in the Dark on Netflix. It shows this job, all the fun stuff, all the good stuff, all packed into just 8 episodes, just excitement after excitement after excitement. That's not how the job really is. The job sometimes is sitting on my butt, being bored. Also, the movie Nightcrawler. I don't know if you saw the movie Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. It's pretty much that, but in real life. And I was researched for that role. Jake Gyllenhaal, well, it wasn't Jake Gyllenhaal that researched me, although he did watch, we had a show back in the day on True TV called Shot in the Dark, called Stringers LA. He was given those episodes, and he did watch those episodes as he was preparing for the role. And the director did research me and put a little bit of my life and a little bit of my words into the movie. The movie ended it ended the exact way my life was going at that time, which was kind of cool, kind of interesting. Unit, why don't you like what you said? I didn't get to see what you said before you erased it. I do remember the show Adam 12, but I was too young to get into it at that time. But I remember it, like Hill Street Blues. I didn't really get into Hill Street Blues. I didn't really get into Starsky and Hutch. I like Starsky and Hutch because I had a car. Back in the 80s, guys, for you youngins out there, a lot of TV shows back in the 80s revolved around cars. Which you'll appreciate. The A-Team, oh dude, now we're talking. And you'll appreciate this, especially since you mentioned the A-Team. There's 4 main characters in Shot in the Dark. There's a cat named Zach, a cat named Howard, and myself. And then my car. They made my car a character in the show, kind of like how B.A. Baracus's van was a character in the show. Kit was obviously a character because he talked in Michael Knight Rider. But like Magnum P.I., they made his car a character. Dukes of Hazzard, they made that car a character. That's what they did with this show. They made my car a character. Are you into cars? I'm not really into cars, but if you like the way that cars sound, there's one for you. What's up, guys? Yeah, they saw me doing that. What's up, guys? I was just... Somebody wanted to hear the engine, so I showed them the engine. I have one, but they wanted to hear it. What's that? It is. Have a good one, guys. So basically, when I did that right now, LAPD was sitting right there eating food on their hood, and they were just looking at me. So I figured I would go and explain to them why I did what I just did, because they were just looking at me. They could have gotten their car and, well, came after me. I didn't do anything wrong, except they definitely heard it, and they were really cool about it. That was funny. I should have flipped the camera around so you can see them. But yeah, 2 LAPD officers were eating food on top of their hood right there, and they were just staring at me. So I turned and explained to them what it was. Ooh, what's going on here? 110 at Florence, 110 at Manchester, All right. That was funny. What do I drive? Ah, Gina, we got another newbie here who doesn't know us. No, it's an ambulance. And the fact that LAPD is following him means that that is either a suspect or a victim of a crime, and they need more information from him.
Okay, well, she's at,
You live by Florence in the 710, right on. BG. I know a couple cats from BG. Allie, yeah, I heard about that. Lance Bass was in the running to buy that house when it was for sale, but it ended up being that HGTV bought it, and they built a show around it where they brought back the Brady kids, and they're all redoing the house. And I think they're trying to redo it to where it actually looked like on set. That's not what the inside of that house was on a movie lot or a studio lot. That's not, it never looked like that inside. The outside always looked like that, but the inside never looked like what we saw on TV. So now they're making it look like what we saw on TV, which means at some point somebody's gonna be able to buy the Brady house again, and it's gonna look like what it did. or they're going to turn it into a tourist trap, and the neighbors are not happy about that. How much time left for me on the field? Are you talking about how much longer am I going to work? Because you're using big words when you talk like that. I'm going to probably work until, what are we at, 3:15? Probably stay out till about 5:30, then go golf. Go play 9 holes. You're newish and addicted. Well, thank you, Tamara. I believe we know Tamara, right? Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy? Janet, I don't remember. I don't think I was there. I mean, I'm sure I was there, but I caught it on the reruns, like the Brady Bunch, Gilligan's Island, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley. Those 4 things, I've seen all those many times growing up. Yeah, BF, you better go to sleep. Dark eyes. Well, the good news is, with today's world, you can communicate with us. You don't have to talk. In today's world, you can just type. I didn't watch Taxi either, Oblivion. I did not watch Taxi. That was too. I was too young for that adult type humor. I mean, it wasn't like sexual or anything, but it was adult funny. Cheers, I caught Cheers. I caught Cheers every episode. Must See Thursday on NBC started in the 80s, and if I don't remember all 4 of them, but it went Cosby Show, Cosby Show, Family Ties, Cheers, and then there's another one, and I'm not talking about the spinoff of the Cosby Show. There was another Must See Thursday night. You were glued to your TV from 8 to 10, and then apparently eventually A Different World came out. And then it was Cosby, A Different World, Family Ties, Cheers. But there was another one in the Must See Thursday that, what was it? I don't remember. But I watched Family Ties. I watched all that stuff as they came out. No, this was pre-Seinfeld. This was pre-Seinfeld, and it was after Different Strokes. Scott, number 1 was October 25th. All right, so 6 months from that is what? May 25th? October? November, December, January, February, March, April 25th. Oh, no, April. Check us out. 6-month anniversary in 3 days. Thank you, David, for checking it out. Takes different strokes. It takes different strokes. Frasier, I want to say it was after Frasier or it was before Frasier, because Frasier was a spinoff of Cheers. I'm trying to. What was the original? Facts of Life? I don't think Facts of Life was part of that Thursday. The Must See Thursday with the original Must See Thursday with Cosby, Family Ties, Cheers, something else. Not Friends, not Steve Urkel. Golden Girls. Janet, now Golden Girls is something I would like to see redone. You know how they revamp all these things? Obviously, you're not gonna do a Golden Girls Where Are They Now? But I want to see the Golden Girls in the prime girls. So that would have took, if that was in the 80s and they were in their 60s/70s, we'll call it 60s to be nice. So 80s, so it would be a show that takes place in the 50s, in the 50s or the 60s. I like to see Blanche in her heyday. It'd be really cool to see that, and not as a comedy, not as a sit down 3-camera shoot comedy, but more like a kind of like it's called the 1-camera shoot, but they use more than 1 camera. No, it wasn't 8 is enough. But kind of like how Young Sheldon is done, and how what's that other show that's big right now? Married to Children. Married to Children was on Fox. That was one of their first shows. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I would be so free. No, that show was Airwolf. See, Caesar? Here we are talking about old stuff. It wasn't Fresh Prince, Mr. Belvedere, Saved by the Bell. I watched Saved by the Bell from the get-go. It's funny. Here's a funny story about Saved by the Bell, and then it'll move into 90210. So I was the same age as Zach and Slater, and in the same grade. So I watched those guys go all the way to high school, and then when they stopped in high school, I mean, they came back in college and they kind of stopped in high school, but those guys were the same age, and then 90210 started at the same age. So Dylan and Zach were at the same age. So it was weird. I watched a show from basically 3rd grade to 12th of 2 different shows, but they kind of continued on from each other. They were the same thing. You went to school with Mario Lopez? Right on, Charles. That dude is ageless. Love Boat. Now that was adult humor, and I caught it every once in a while, but I didn't get it. Or what show went with One Day at a Time? No, that wasn't the must see. That wasn't the must see Thursday. But what show followed all the time? There it is right there. Charles got it. That's what show followed Love Boat. Deplane. Now we're just naming shows. Three's Company. I watched Three's Company, and that was definitely adult humor, and I watched that as a kid, but it was still funny. That was funny. Because Jack Tripper made that show for sure. That dude his physical comedy was amazing. Charles in Charge. I watched that too. I want Charles in charge of me. My 3 sons. I'm too young for that. See what I did right there? I'm too old for My 3 Sons. I didn't catch My 3 Sons in reruns, but I did catch Leave It to Beaver in reruns. I did. Oh, Wally. I used to know an Eddie Haskell. Everybody knew an Eddie Haskell. Yes, Charles, the Night Court. I watched Night Court. Now that might be the must-see that we were missing right there. I think that might have been it. If I'm not mistaken, ding, 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 I think we might have a winner. I Dream a Genie, Alf, no problem. I Dream a Genie, that was always followed with, or actually it followed Bewitched. Rockford Files. No, I didn't watch that. Or Gunsmoke. I didn't watch Gunsmoke. It's Night Court or Wings. You know, you might be on something there, Allie. I'm thinking Night Court first and then Wings came. I know Cheers was Thursday. Tams, you're getting in on this conversation late. There was, back in the day, the very first, when Must See Thursday started, it was Cosby, Family Ties, Cheers, and then another one is what we were trying to figure out. Bonanza. I never got into Bonanza. Night Court was on Friday? Oh, well, then I guess Night Court was out. So maybe it was Wings. Maybe the Night Court reruns MASH. Ugh, I hated MASH. One of the reasons I hated MASH was you'd fall asleep and you'd wake up and you're like, oh, it must be 11 o'clock. Because I never watched it when it originally came out. I was only there for reruns. Tour of Duty. I don't remember that one. I don't. And I did watch Airwolf a little bit. Did you know Sanford and Sons was a copy of Mumford and Sons? Do you guys know where there's any stories? Anyone? Give Me a Break. I remember Give Me a Break with Nell Carter. And Joey. Whoa!
2045 Roger. 4873, 2043 from Henderson, Sentinel, Sentinel, and Green.
Whoa! Joey wore too much clothes. He wore like 6 different layers. But the thing about Joey is, if you think about it, Joey was grunge before grunge was grunge. Yes, 90210. Will and Grace. That's some of the older, later, I guess. Later. must-see TV.
no black, long sleeve.
Google told you the other show was Cheers. We mentioned Cheers. We already know it was Cheers.
Okay, thank you, Randy.
You just woke up from a nap. Right on, Ken. Charles, I do remember Dallas and Falcon Crest. I did watch Dallas with my mom. I did not watch Falcon Crest. And Skyhawk 56, ready? Here's my SWAT impression. That was my SWAT impression. That's what I remember from SWAT.
Unit 1817 is in for pursuit, eastbound Century towards Century. 6 male Hispanic wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt. Requesting backup area unit supervisor.
I Love Lucy. Now, I obviously caught I Love Lucy in reruns, but I did watch it.
Correction 1817
And here
eastbound Century
in
towards
America, if you didn't watch I Love Lucy, I can't even talk. If you didn't watch I Love Lucy, you're not American. No conception, or Ari, A-U-R-Y, I'm not a police officer, absolutely not.
Attention 148, Squad 147, difficulty breathing, 4346 Imperial Highway, Atlantic Avenue. 1817, repeat your cross to Century for the TC.
Ooh, a TC.
Entry.
I am a stringer, and if you have Netflix, here, I'll put up a link.
1817 is requesting a unit Century in Clovis.
Click on that.
For TC.
Or I can do this for you,
1817
too.
is a TC involved.
Negative.
Let's do this.
1817, do you have an outstanding substance?
17 negative.
Suspect in
Suspect
custody.
in custody, north south alley, south of Central. Century, west of Central.
I record police scenes, crime scenes, accident scenes, and I sell it to the news.
It's going to be Eastern Clovis. 9-7, we're securing the shop.
I'll put the trailer to right below your comment right there where you said cool. I put the trailer to the TV show. You can check it out. It's on Netflix. Oh my God, Scott, you're surprised. Wish another good story would happen. Looked for you earlier. Oh, Karen. Talking about strange things. I wasn't talking about Stranger Things yet.
Breathing unconscious, bleeding from the hand, and for a female, 40 years old, conscious breathing, bleeding from the overhead. Going to be on Clovis and Century.
All right, I think we're gonna miss transport.
RA Clovis and Century.
I think it's a
1841, 1841, is that due to the TC?
1841, right.
So what happened was somebody crashed into a car. It looks like there was 2 kids in the car. I don't know if they said 4-year-old or 40-year-old. Looks like they had 2 kids in the car, possibly 2 kids in the car, and the person who hit them ran, and a cop happened to witness it.
1025 Squad 28, ALS Street, Bermuda Street, Travis Avenue.
We'll be there in about 7 minutes, I'm guessing. It's gonna take some time. We're all the way in downtown, and that's down in South LA. Oh, it's far from us, but we'll try to make it.
Fair Avenue. Engine 65 traffic club, Century.
Attention on Patrol 44, 609 Cardi Street, Vineyard Avenue.
As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by buffering. This traffic collision is going to be minor injuries, and it's not really considered news, but the fact that there's 2 possible 4-year-olds involved and the suspect ran away and was caught has the possibilities of being something, so we're going to check it out. Caesar, if you're still with us, because you live here in LA, when you're watching the news, in the upper right hand corner you'll see a logo. You'll see OnScene.tv, RMG News, both companies that I used to work for, and then I went on my own, and I'm LOUDLABS.
16, you can show them there.
Whenever you see that logo LOUDLABS, it's me or someone from my team.
Taking all 50s requesting empty unit, entry, and closing. It's been a 497. Now 50, 25, 45 as well.
Roger.
So when you see that logo, that is that's from people like me. We're called stringers, or independent cameramen, freelancers, however you want to look at it. Here in LA, we're a little uh-oh, I need to get off. We're a little different than the other freelancers or independents around the country, and I say that because we've turned it into something a little bit different than what most people do. Turn it into a business. Some people, you know, they have other jobs and they just kind of do it. We've been able to shut up. 3 o'clock. We've been able to. Oh, okay. You wanna do that? That's cool. Appreciate that. And go. Oh no, don't look. Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to go fast. There's a police officer right there.
Item 97, the suspect is a male white, 5'7", approximately 210. The talented the victim is also in CR. The victim to be the suspect something at 9.
I'm Coach Short in the background.
Johnson, Roger. Indicated, verify your location.
525 ALS 3 station, 2523 Camelot,
Code 6 Southeast Station, international, we show code 4, so big testing.
Okay, so from the Code 6 Charles, Southeast Station, information only, suspect victim.
Engine and Squad 32, difficulty breathing,
Oops.
Foothill Boulevard.
Looks like it doesn't know what to focus on. Now it does. There you go. Focus, buddy.
Pre-existing injuries. You're going to be depending at Reseda and on our
8949 with code 6 on back up at Clovis and Century. Can I get OPG to my location?
18949, Clovis and Century.
You can actually cancel that.
18949, Roger.
One, zero, go! Please and thank you. One of the downfalls of live is trying to obey all traffic laws, which is good. I'm a daddy now, so I should, be driving safe out here. But back in the day, oh my gosh. Right now I'm in a Dodge Charger. It's my second Dodge Charger, but I had, I think this is my 6th Stringer vehicle. Started off in my personal truck back in the day, and that didn't last long. Got into a Crown Vic and had Crown Vics for 4 Crown Vics, and then got a Dodge Charger, and oh my gosh, they are amazing. Everybody asked me, what do you think of your car? And I was like, I suggest everybody get one.
Engine 37, Roger.
Highway 25, no further into 256.
Engine 37, go ahead and press the route. Incident 123.
What's up, sir? Hey, was the vehicle parked or were they moving too? You were driving? Okay. Where's the bad guy at? Morning, guys. Where's the bad guy at? Which way did the bad guy go? He's supposed to run away after he hits a car with kids in it? I don't think that's what he's supposed to do. I don't think so. So you think it's cool? You think it's cool to crash into a car and then run away? What's up? Gotcha. No worries. Where'd the bad guy go?
Sir, over there.
Bad guy's over there?
No, I need you over there.
Oh, no, I'm gonna go over here.
Oh, sir.
No, my vehicle's
back
over here. I'm gonna go to my vehicle.
Where's your vehicle at?
Over there.
All right.
So I'm just gonna go to where my car's at. Sorry, don't mean to blind you, my bad.
Fine, dude. Can't have you in the crime scene.
It's all good, no worries.
Is your vehicle the one behind the black and white over there?
Yeah. Behind the flares. Where's the bad guy at?
Not here.
Oh,
Dude, we think I'm back.
gotcha. Alright, cool. So he went over here. So the fact that I was in their crime scene tells me which way that the bad guys ran, or the bad guy ran. He ran down that way, and you can hear all the dogs barking over here. So, and then we also saw all those officers coming from that direction. So we know he ran this way. Let's see. What do we see over there? Nope. Give you guys a little light. So the 4 people in the vehicle were moving, and they did refuse transport. They were treated at the scene, considered walking wounded, and then refused transport. What's up, man?
What's up, man? I'm a big fan of you,
Oh,
man.
right on. Thank you.
I run accidents, man. I'm trying to. I see you.
Right on, man.
Man.
Thank you.
There's a vehicle fire on 100.
When did that come out? Right now? I don't think I'm gonna make it. Have a good one, you too. Stay safe. Thanks for saying hi. Crotch shot. That's plenty of footage. There's a car fire about 9 blocks away, but I'm not gonna make it. I'd rather send this thing out right now. So I will send this out.
Direct emergency.
It's a little late to be sending this type of story, but I'll do it. What time is it? Yeah, news starts in 12 minutes, so this really isn't a good story for that.
This unit. Music Fire Department 1619 is 109th Street for a vehicle on fire. Under a comments for additional. Code 2 incident 528 RD 1837.
What kind of comments? Let's see. What are we talking about when it comes to that vehicle fire? Oh, looks like we got a photographer here. Oops. I don't want that, do I? That's it? Wow.
Lane 7 is 126. It's in the east-west alley to the rear, requesting 1 unit.
Rescue 33, just for restoration, 143 West 86.
Wow, that's weird. Got some stragglers along here.
64 injury, LEP.
Squad 31, automatic aid, seizure, Wisconsin, engine 42.
1897
Ward Avenue, Battalion 9 and 40. Engine 172, outdoor fire, Park Avenue, Stepney Place.
Yeah, looks like we got a couple of Scottabees here.
25352, Crenshaw covers the east side door.
Couple Scottabees.
Rescue 57, restoration, 808 West 65th Street.
I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back.
Engine 105, Squad 10, Battalion 7, ALS injury, Delamo Boulevard, Alameda Street. Stage for sheriff, see your text for further.
It is right down the street from us. We should go check it out just to see if it becomes anything. They did ask for, on the auto fire, they asked for the fire, for the police to come and check their text. Could be a body. We'll see. Who knows? I can edit and drive at the same time. I'm very multi-talented. So in Indonesia right now, there's a volcano about to burst, and believe it or not, I have a cameraman there. So every once in a while, I might have to go away to speak with him. It's been wanting to burst for a few months now, but it looks like it's about to go down. But we're gonna go to this thing just to make sure it's just a car fire. I'm gonna miss the car fire, but if there's a body in there, then I won't be I'll be able to get some smoke, and you don't need flames if it's a type of injury like that. But it's hard to sell a fire without flames unless there's special circumstances around it. And a dead dude is definitely considered special circumstances.
ATL90, can you advise the RA they can come to the front desk, we'll let them in. ATL90, Roger.
What we'll do is we'll go park there and do our feed from there. Maybe grab a quick shot or two and then see if they yellow tape it off. If they yellow tape it off, then it's going to end up being something. Oh, I can't go, huh? And they do call the cops for stolen vehicle, because I gotta take a report.
Engine 33, abdominal team 1341, West Avenue H8, York Place. Engine 23, squad 98, ALS injury 9550 Oak Street, Clark Avenue.
So it's in front of us. It is smoking. Which I knew it'd still be smoking. I knew we'd miss the flames. Firefighters, once they get to the scene of an auto fire, those flames are usually out within 2 to 3 minutes, but it does take a while for it to stop smoking. But we'll go check it out. I should send in this other footage first, but considering it's not breaking news, it's not really gonna hurt by waiting an extra 5 minutes to try to see if I can get a better story. Looks like we do have that same guy's gonna be here, the fan. So let's go see what we got. Here, you guys, I'll be right back. You guys stay right here. What's up, man? Well, I know it's over, but I heard that.
Block of slip over to 95 Adam. Cal personnel, Mary Young, Boy Edwards, Sam 1.
925 Adam, 2700 Sepulveda, Mary Young, Boy Edwards, Sam 1. Plate returns Bill Wants, current 2006 Ford. Last of Francis, first of Alexander, Hollywood.
Hey, what's the last one?
1535-0497.
Edward 78, quick traffic on that vehicle. It's gonna be 12th and Highland. Over.
Heavy traffic, 12th and Highland.
Metro Rescue 7. There is no 15299.
We may
We don't have anything further. We're gonna call this a call.
we may or may not have a new daytime stringer for us. His camera recently got stolen, but I told him what camera he should get so he can start small. And I do need somebody in South LA during the day, whether it's the weekends, which is very profitable, or the weekdays, which is really hard to do due to you're competing with all the helicopters, all the stations. But Fernando seems like a cool cat. All right, so what's the date today?
20-something statement found on the Fire Department, 1619 East 109th Street, 027528 RD 1837, identify.
Attention Squad 29, traffic collision, 3932 Downing Avenue, Central Avenue.
I hate that. Why you gotta be like that? A lot of times it has to do with if I move, it'll work. Yeah, so I talked to the firefighter who was basically standing up sleeping because he got woken up for this. Said, I asked him, I go, is this a car fire or anything special? He's like, just a car fire. But I'm glad I came over here because I spoke with Fernando. Fernando lives in the area and is already there. Has a car, has a setup,
83 in Southeast,
has
1619 East 109th Street, 027528 RD 1837.
just needs to get a new camera, and we'll see if we can get him going. Come on. I hate when it does that. I'll be right back. Told you I'd be back. I wasn't lying. I told you I wasn't gonna lie to you. Alright, so now I gotta go here. Boom, boom, boom.
Like, fourth and rest 66, typical restoration. 1534 West 55th.
451 hands, a male and female yelling at each other, walking slowly southbound towards PCH, possible transients.
So do you guys remember episode 121 where I walked into that bar? Where I walked into the nightclub / bar that the truck ran into? So YouTube said that it wasn't advertiser, well, it didn't say advertiser friendly. YouTube said that I had to share advertisement with the music that was going on in the background. There was some music that was on inside the club, inside the bar, and YouTube's like, you're sharing revenue with them. And I went back and said, hey, No, I'm not. So I just got, as I was opening up my email, I just saw that, here, I'll read it to you. Because I said I was in a public place, kind of, and music was in the background. It's not like I played that music to help an edit or anything. I just happened to walk somewhere and it said, your video is suitable for all advertisers. Because it said I was going to have to share revenue. And I was like, I ain't sharing revenue with those dudes. Great news. After manually reviewing your video, we've determined that it is suitable for all advertisers. Bam! Alright, so now I go here, 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 tab, hit, and
39, rescue 102, stabbing.
Squad 116, automatic aid with comprehension 44, male adult overdose 909 Laurel Street, Kemp Avenue, Battalion 7 and Foley. Engine 183, medical rescue, Reservoir Street, Holt Avenue, PD responding. Engine and Squad 106, Chesty 15, Rollingwood Drive, Kings Pine Road.
6-3, Roger, from 49 Cold RT.
Any Harbor Unit 242 just occurred. 8031 West Pacific Coast Highway. Suspect vehicle is a grade 2 Liberty. Subject is a female Hispanic, 29 years, wearing a white blouse and gray pants. Code 2 incident 555, ready 550.
Seven 51 of the cold is delayed.
550, Roger.
Sick at 11743 Alameda Drive.
Hello, with a PR standby. Incident 561.
Rescue 154. Rescue 78.
Engine Squad 154, ALS and 5302 Ranger Drive, Weather Road.
Damn, look at me. I know how to spell. Bam.
390. The victim is also the rear unit. 6-2, you've got the suspect at gunpoint, 6550 Mammoth Avenue, stand by.
9223 has a suspect at gunpoint, 6550 Mammoth.
Rescue 102, clear enter.
No warrant, a 2014 Chevrolet 4-door. At day in Sophie Morris, 8701 Cimarron Street. Or Capital One. York, about 28. Four now is standby for additional cookies and 565 ready 245 report time at
13, go ahead, sir, that call from Beverly.
Engine 148, Squad 147, Diabetic Rescue 3886 Platt Avenue, Ernestine Avenue.
All right, guys, I need to use my phone to make a call. I'll be right back, I promise. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Dude, I lose a lot of people when I'm on that phone, which I don't mind at all. I like that. But the people that do stay here and wait for me, thank you very much. So the good news is channel 7 and 11 both heard it go down just like we heard it go down, and are very interested in the video due to the fact that it involves kids. And I still need to call 52 back. They didn't answer. They're having their morning meeting right now. Oh, I need to hopefully not die right here. Probably not the safest place to do this. All right. But if something does happen in front of me between now and the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna be really upset. I need to switch out my dash cam battery right now. But that probably wasn't the safest place to do it. Al's going for a surf. See ya, Al. Have fun. Enjoy. Watch out for them sharks. Ooh, how cool looking. Hey, Dad. How was your Easter, Dad? I have some pictures I gotta send you. I wasn't able to send them yesterday, but I'll send them today. Bronson, I knew once he saw what the other kids were doing, he would figure it out and did it. Michaela helped him for most of the day, or most of the hunt. But at some point, he was grabbing eggs and putting them in the basket. He would carry his own.
169, medical alarm.
He'd carry his own basket, or Michaela would hold it. And I told Michaela, I go, let him hold it sometimes. Let him see if he can figure it out. And a couple times he dumped it out. He dumped the basket out and then put the eggs back in. But by the end of the hunt, he totally figured out what he was doing. And I had a feeling, I knew he would. I did sleep through him opening the basket. I missed a little bit of that, but Lisa was kind enough to record some of it. He wanted everybody's basket, and he was, you know, he was into it, but I didn't want to miss the hunt. So I'm glad I didn't miss the hunt. I also time-lapsed it with my drone from above. It was in Alice's backyard, but it was windy, so the drone, the footage is very, very shaky. But yeah, Bronson knew what he was doing. So I don't know how much video I have of him doing it, but I do have some video of him grabbing eggs, putting in the basket, sitting down, you know, playing with the eggs, or eggs surrounding him. Yeah, Andrew, that's who I'm talking to. I know my daddy's here. See, he says he'll be waiting for the pictures. Actually, let's go this way. And I do feel safe because if something happens, I can yell real loud, and I'm back near that scene. So you guys make sure nobody steals me or the car. And he did have a very cute Easter onesie romper. I don't know if you call them rompers for kids. I know if a girl wears one, it's called a romper. But he had a it's a onesie with shorts. He had shorts on, but it was a onesie. It's very cute, very Easterish. I was explaining to people at the beginning of this stream, 2019 years ago, I guess that's what we can call it, 2019 years ago-ish. Imagine what the people who witnessed what they witnessed were thinking and talking about, and how quickly it spread. That had to be, I know people knew that he, and knew of him, and did, you know, some of them witnessed his miracles, but to see him die, come back, and then go to heaven, they must have been thinking that they drank too much of his wine that he turned into from water. Just imagine what they were thinking if you witnessed that. Oh my gosh. How was your Sunday church? Did you go just in the morning, or did you go in the morning and again at night? Only morning, gotcha. Did you get yourself a good dinner, Dad? Did you find your way to a neighbor's? or did Mom make you some food? No dinner last night. What? You must have had yourself a big, big lunch. Or you're on a diet and you're doing that intermediate fasting. I'll be right back, guys. I need to make a phone call to channel 52. Still no answer. They must be on a they must have a busy meeting. They're busy Monday morning meeting. Oh, that's bumpy. Eventually I'll fix all that, I'm guessing. That car has been there for a while. I think people started living in it. Just use it as a tent.
Metro Rescue 858. We're available in our district. We got run for our engine.
All right, everybody. Hello. Hello, hi. It is blocked out, isn't it? That's weird. Are you guys able to hear me? You can hear me, you just can't see me? That's weird. That is very weird. All right, let me see if I can fix that.
Coworker hit him in the face.
Fixed, right? Fixed. Sweet. Thought we were gonna have some technical difficulties and I was gonna have to say goodbye in the dark. All right, about another hour. About another hour. All right, well, now what do we do? 405 at Century. That's 417, not too long ago. Vehicle in the bushes, not visible from the right shoulder. We need to get on the northbound 405. Vehicle in the bushes to the left. There was a fatality, but that was over in Baldwin. Well, not the city of Baldwin Park, but it's going to be the city of Claremont. And Randy is not out tonight.
Engine 91, Rescue 91, Assault 540 Hawaii Avenue, Joint Events, map page 122.
1935, FP clears the scene.
Engine 26150 testing 5825 Brookfield Street, Simmons.
Trains in Nebraska. How old are you? And I'm still on. I got a late start. I've only been on for how long have I been on? I've been on about an hour and a half. A little over an hour and a half. 17. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Genuine Torrance. PD's en route. You can stage till code 4.
What a weird world it is. Back
Like 2 employees.
when the internet first came out, if you were talking to a 44-year-old male on the internet, your parents would not be happy. But obviously things are different now. Well, you still need to be careful if you're talking to a 44-year-old man on the internet. But my dad's here, so we're all safe. Which I know doesn't mean anything, but it means something. You have the week off. My kids have this week off. I do not know how I'm going to sleep this week, because yesterday morning they all got up and we're all hopped up on Easter candy, and I woke up to Dade and Bronson playing, and I could not go back to sleep. I literally went down and said, when's Bronson taking his nap? Because I'm going to go back to sleep then. And I did. I was able to. But Denise, yes, they are referring to Thomas Brothers. Torrance Fire still messes around with that because they have that in their vehicle. And all captains are trained with it. But does your dash cam not take USB input instead of having to swap batteries all the time? Sam, my dash cam does have USB, but it's not for power. It's so I can grab the video out of it and put it back into my computer. But back to the waking up thing, I'm gonna play morning golf, so hopefully Bronson takes his nap about the time that I'm done with golf, so I'll be able to get a couple hours. But after that, I doubt it. Bronson is really good at keeping me awake, and that's just because of the banging and the slamming and things like that. So this week should be real interesting in me getting some sleep or not.
We'll notify with their dispatch. They were advised initially to stage as well.
I gotta make a phone call. Be right back. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Is it a black screen or can you see me? Hey, it looks like you can see me. Dark eyes, no drums, maybe piano, right? Piano. Setting him up for scrutiny with that piano, but if he plays it properly, he can melt a lot of hearts, including his mom's and mine. I have no idea what Bronson's gonna do. We're gonna let Bronson do it. But what I can tell you that Bronson does right now, you put a golf club and a ball in front of him, he will pick up that golf club and hit the ball. Kind of does it like hockey, because his body functions don't quite let him do it yet, but Bronson is already hitting a golf club. He's had a golf club in his hand since before he could walk. Now the golf clubs are starting to get a little heavier and realer, if that's a word, and he's really good at swinging them also not at balls. So you gotta be careful, gotta be in defense mode. But with his plastic clubs, it doesn't hurt that much. But I was just sent some video the other day of right before bed, he was playing around with his club and his ball, and yeah, no, he grabs that club. He doesn't quite grab it with two hands yet. So he tries, but he doesn't know how. But he'll grab that club and he knows that the club hits the ball, which to me is, I already won. I win. My son plays golf.
Station 1 and ambulance 166 Torrance. Code 4, you can respond.
Andrew, you gotta get blackout curtains, and then you gotta put blankets over those blackout curtains. That's the best way to block that light, and I know exactly what you're talking about. I am very aware of what it is you're saying, and I have the same problems. Dad, is that the piano that was in Grandma's front room? Or is that a different one? It's probably a different one, right? Yeah, because Grandma always had a piano in there, and then you're talking about Nana and Mama's piano. Oh, it is this. It is the same one. Gotcha.
Hey, are we going to address that suspect here now? On the property rear of 21125 South Boulevard. On the one, person on Western Avenue, is abandoned building, person on property rear of walking. Code 2 is at 69504.
Subject Garcia.
Ronnie's really good at the piano, and so is his son. How are they? How is everybody doing? Everybody good? Hey, Canada. Hello. How are you?
What's this considered a complaint?
So right now we're looking for a big story, not your regular run-of-the-mill stories. We need a big freeway story that's going to impede morning traffic, and we need to get it and get it out before the station's helicopters show up and come overhead. Tamara, sorry to hear that. Very sorry to hear that. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you and how old was he? I couldn't even imagine. And here I am talking to mine. So, that's like I said, I couldn't even imagine.
The web person is here when you got home.
Same age as me. How old was he? 77. Wow. So my dad's about to be 77, right? So we have very much in common. That means your dad had you when he was about 32-ish, because my dad was 32 when he had me. I was 42 when Bronson was born. So I'm a late dad. Flag Day, yep, and the president's birthday. My dad has Donald Trump's birthday. My dad's older, so Donald Trump has my dad's birthday. Oh, excuse me, President Trump. But yeah, Tamara, I always gauge my stuff off of, like, I never had kids until, recently. But I always gauge, like, oh, this is how old I was when my dad had me, so I gauge, like, things like that. And now, it's like, I'll make it to my son's high school graduation, but anything after that, I don't know about all that. I don't know, and I'm bummed because I'm gonna miss a lot. I'd love to see what Bronson looks like at my age, but me making it to 88 or 86, I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to see 86-year-old Scott. Tattoos be all ugly. I'm sure I'll be a grumpy old man. Still worrying about my kids. It was great not having children. It had nothing to do with the responsibilities. It had everything to do with the stress and not having to worry about things. Now I have to worry about things. Before, I didn't have to worry about anything. Nobody cared. Nobody relied on me to eat. Now I have people that rely on me to eat. That's weird. Hello, Holland. How are you? Wow, French Canadian. That is crazy. 61 when we had him. Well, I guess I can say this for your dad. Right on, dude. Good for him. But sucks for your little brother. But at least your little brother got 20 years with him. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Cheryl, I can see that. I can see that. I mean, obviously, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. But, like I said, I'm still new to this, and the fact that people count on me to eat, man, that's a hard thing to deal with. But it's something that most people deal with. So I guess if they could do it, I can do it. Well, hello, Buenos Aires. Dad, have you been bowling lately?
Engine 57, Public Assist, Paramount, Pearl Street.
As long as you don't have 1,000 cats.
Southeast 7 Can you add your subject?
That's funny.
Retail 911.
Well, let's ask her this. No, I did. I don't remember that, Dad. But I hope you're doing good from that.
Belt 911.
She doesn't have any cats, but let's ask her this.
192, difficult
How many dogs you got?
943, 161st.
Anything over 3 is weird.
Sarbury Avenue.
When will you heal up and be able to play some golf? Golf. Sorry, that's what's on my mind right now because I'm going to be doing that in a little bit. When are you going to heal up and be able to play some bowling? You've got 3 dogs. Oh, Tamara has 4. That's just one away from crazy. 4 dogs. That's cool. Any of them related? If they're related, that makes a lot more sense. Oh, Tamara has 4 dogs. We were asking in about a month. Perfect. Who are we asking? We're asking Sherry. Sherry. No dogs either. Oh, good. Good. I mean, not good. Get a dog. Have a friend. Do I know how to read police codes? Robert, like when they say stuff over the scanners, like what a 459 or a 211 is, if that's the case, yes. Not all of them, just the ones that mean something to me. But if you're talking about something different, I don't think I do because I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, Rebecca, it is the most frustrating game ever, which is funny because I have 0 patience. Well, obviously I have patience because I'm sitting here in the car doing nothing, waiting for a call. But growing up, and anytime I'm not working, I don't really have patience for much. The fact that I play golf is it's pretty cool because it evens me out. You rescued a turtle today. All right, everybody, stop. Stop. Let's listen to this story or read this story. Tell me about it. Tell us about it, Tamara. How would you rescue a turtle today? What kind of turtle? What were the conditions? How did you rescue them? And what'd you do with them? Oh, these are good noises. What noises do we want to hear? Either 14s, 16s, 95s, 170s. Nah, I don't really want to hear 170s.
164, engine 9, engine 16, engine 165, engine 163, squad 164, Quint 164, Quint 147, Battalion 13, Battalion
Fire.
Commercial Structure Fire, 164th District, Florence Avenue, Pacific Boulevard, TD en route.
All right, we on our way to a structure fire. That doesn't mean there's going to be a fire. We're going to, for all you new stringers out there, it's very important that you hear the size up. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. Depending on the lights, because we are gonna take the freeway, but most of it will be.
744.
Actually, all of it's gonna be streets.
Engine of Patrol 73, traffic collision, New Hall and Sierra Highway, CHP responding.
Today's structure fire.
Depending on lights, we got about a 7 to 10 minute ETA. You guys want to time me on that? Go for it. Now there's another structure fire that came out, but we're closer to the first one.
Engine 9, Engine 209, Engine 4. Rescue 804.
This one's in downtown.
Forward Light Force 3, Squad 21, Battalion 1, Battalion 11 to the structure fire. 103 West 4th Street. Across this main incident 183, Channel 9 response, Tech 12, Tech 12.
Engine 11, Rescue 11 now reported. Cardiac arrest, CPR in progress.
As time goes on, traffic will get heavier in the streets. People are starting to wake up and go to work. Not everybody, gets a week off of school. Most people don't get a week off of work unless it's their vacation. But with the schools, they, I know some kids that were on spring break 3 weeks ago, so most of April, at some point, somebody has a week off. Right now, it's my kids have the week off.
Metro, can you refresh my
So it's going to be closer to the 10-minute mark with all these lights.
Pressure 132. LA engine 164 is at the corner of Florence. Pacific 357.
Boom. All right, so we're going to slow our roll. They find nothing at that corner.
Nothing further.
Nothing further, so that's not going to be anything. Which means we drove for nothing. That's how the business works. Now, depending on the downtown fire, maybe we'll go mess with that.
Engine 164, do you want units to continue? LA, this appears to be a false alarm. Go ahead and cancel your assignment. You can have the call from my back.
Track 9, yes, 103 West 4th Street, your cross is Main.
4th and Main. It's an industrial area. Yeah, that explosion story from I don't want to say it wrong, but from Sri Lanka. I think that's close enough. I always say things wrong. That is absolutely crazy.
Engine 54, squad 163, 911, hang up.
Engine 163, LA.
6627 Fitchburg, Gage Avenue.
That is a
Stand by for running your district.
unbelievable type story.
Metro, we got truck 3 out in 103 West 4th Street, just at the parking lot, now 6-story, 333. Nothing stolen.
Nothing shown on the downtown fire too.
LA engine 57 right there, intersection of Paramount and Pearl. Find the one. Check the call back. Yeah, it's finding 103 West 4th Street, truck 3. Engine 57, they're supposed to be in front of the UPS store.
Denise, the answer to that is, there's a lot of answers to that question. Some people call 911 and call in false. Some people call in false reports. Some people think that they see something and they don't. Some people will see smoke or steam coming off a building. Some people will see a rubbish fire. Some people will see a trash can on fire. Many different reasons why things don't come in. A lot of times it's food on the stove. Some people will make some food and fall asleep while they're cooking it. Some people will make some food and not fall asleep but just can't cook. Some people sleep and candles go and create smoke, or it could be a number of things. Dad, here's a question I never asked you. When you were a firefighter back in the 70s, what is one of the most memorable fires that you covered? I never asked you that question. You would think I would have, right? But never really talked to my dad about his firefighter backstories. He wasn't a firefighter his whole career, just in the 70s. I think he stopped in the early 80s. Is that right? My dad drove the engine, or the fire truck, I guess, depending on how you look at it. Late 70s is when you stopped? When did you start? You didn't start in the 60s, right? It was just in the 70s? The Omega. The Omega. You can kiss my grits. Anybody know what that's from? The fact that he's trolling and blocking his own, doing his own bad word check, as long as he doesn't say anything rude. Told me to keep my eyes on the road. Actually, he's being nice. Oh, there's Channel 5. Dude, Channel 5, where are you going? Where's Channel 5 going? Should we follow Channel 5? What story came out of South LA that I missed? It can't be my story that I went to, right? And by the time that the stations know about it and have gone to it, I'm already too late. I'm already too late. So it's not like I'm chasing him to see if I can go get a story and try to feed it. No, if Channel 5 already knows about it, that means I am too late to the story. He's not going to the story we were going to. He would have got off at Century if that was the case. Unless there's an accident up there still. I don't even think KTLA downloaded my stuff. Oh, they looked at it. Yeah, no, they didn't download it. They looked at it though. Sorry, Dad, if you answered me and I didn't respond. I know. Okay, I got the. You started in the 70s and
how were you notified of this TV?
ended in the started in the early 70s, ended in the late 70s. Do you have a? Do you have a memorable fire? I guess we can talk about this later.
14Z10, I don't know at this time. I'll be code 6 in about 1 minute.
I'm perfect. Advise me. No, it's not.
Is it possible they're going? No, they would have got off earlier if they were going to the officer involved shooting. I wonder where they're going. Yes, you do have a memorable fire. Sweet. We can talk about it later. I would love to hear that story. Tamara, I did not. I guess I'll have to scroll back. I should probably scroll back, but I want to hear your turtle story, or I want to read your turtle. I like turtles. I like turtles.
Squad 183, ALS package 1403 Koresh, cross.
There's four parts to your story. I want to know what kind of turtle it is. I want to know the conditions that you saved the turtle in. I want to know where the turtle is now. And do you have the turtle and save the turtle the same, or where I don't know. Just tell me what happened. Looks like this guy's going to where we were. Looks like he's going to our story, but they haven't downloaded my footage yet. Stop talking and drive? No, I can talk. It's my stream. If you don't like it, you can go somewhere else. You don't have to be here. Send me the turtle. My dad wants your turtle.
Nothing was coming through.
Channel 5, where are you going? Did I miss a story in South LA? It's very possible that I missed a story in South LA. Oh. So wherever they're going, it's right there. Huh. It's going into the dispensary.
3 USC 95, clear, we're going to close 2 on 1.
See that? Looked like I almost ran a light, but I didn't. Haha.
Cal, Link 263, 2465, last of Downey, Thomas Spelling, first of Adonis, phonetically Adam David, Ocean Nora, Iverson, Melo Sterling, 1942 transient, male black, black or brown, 6 feet, 240, DOB of 05, 2893.
Skullord, Mike will do something. He'll block you and then he won't see your comments anymore. I can block you too if you want. Skullord, do you want me to block you?
05, 28, 1993.
Page be notified.
All right. I mean, say please. You didn't say please.
1411, are you clear? Right. 1495, Roger. For DWP, can you verify it is a telephone pole and it's wooden? 2830, Burbank, I'll recreate for North Hollywood.
Say please. You gotta say please first.
Roger, I'll still continue my response. Go around the west side.
225, can you verify it is a telephone pole and if the pole is wooden?
225, Roger. Good.
USC 95, there's no one, Southwest West.
Aw, you didn't say please.
USC 95, copy. You showed me clear, have a last 4 incidents.
I do want to stick around though and see if this is where Channel 5 was going. If Channel 5 is coming here, that's good for us. That also means there's a slow night.
Realistic percent 9054 Laurel.
25, do you have a poll number for DWB?
Mike, you're funny. Mike, you are funny.
North Hollywood unit streaming man 12830 Burbank, 12830 Burbank, next to the wash on the walkway in the homeless encampment. Code 3, incident 622, already 1531.
25, Roger. Now, 30, I'm close.
Fat Vinny, it's a ham.
Let's take 12830 Burbank.
It's a ham. Not a turkey, silly goose.
1543, sending that code 3 call from the station.
It's a ham hangover. Alright,
Station to 12830 Burbank Boulevard.
alright. Tamra. Ham radio, you're funny. Alright, so did Tamra say her story again? So I moved it to a safe spot, was about the size of 2 hands, just a freshwater wild turtle. Oh, right on.
25 DWB, notify the UK giving.
On a country road. Was about to cross the road in the dark. Oh no. So you moved it. Right on, cool. On the way home in the night, dark road, saw something on the road. That's cool. Well, you did your good deed. My daughter didn't want to touch it. Does not appear this is where Channel 5 was going. Let's see.
9:30.
I wonder where they were going. No, they looked at the story twice, but they never downloaded it. I like how Skull Lord
21 Adam,
edits himself.
Show transport complete. Your time, my miles.
That's funny.
28074.
Bye, Skull Lord. Thanks for joining us tonight. What time is it? 5 o'clock.
On the line.
Ooh, that's not good. We got an LAPD in an off-duty in an unknown personal vehicle.
They all stopped screaming.
Involved in a crash. 405 at Manchester. Now, depending on the severity of his injuries, that actually could be something.
3630, 375.
Sherry, absolutely. And that's what I'm listening to right now.
Engine 132, Patrol 132, Squad 107, unconscious patient, 14738, Calla Lily Court, Jasmine Valley.
Yeah, David, one of the reasons why I am good at it is, I mean, I've said it before, I've been getting on people's nerves for most of my life, so I know how to deal with it. But one of the things is, and my dad can attest to this, I like doing the opposite of what other people want. Like if somebody says don't do that, there's a good chance I'm going to do it. Not anymore. Not that I'm older and wiser and smarter and have a family. But as a kid, if he said don't touch that, I'm going to touch it. So when it comes to trolls want me to react and then I don't react. So I'm kind of an opposite kind of guy, or a reaction kind of guy. I used to do, like when they said don't touch it, I touched it just to get a reaction from them because they said don't touch it. And that's why teachers and I never really got along. But if you tell me one thing, I'm gonna do the opposite. Not so much anymore, but it's infused in me. It's in my blood. So when trolls come here and they try to get a reaction from me, you know, I've only let one troll get under my skin. And some of you were here for that, some of you weren't, and the ones that were here, you know what happened, you know why it happened, and nothing became of it except I got angry. But I did give my location where I was, and nobody ever showed up, surprisingly. But yeah, man, trolls don't bother me. And then it's an easy fix. You just block them. It's literally the click of a button. Literally the click of a button. Actually, I do want to go see where that guy was going. Where are you going, Channel 5?
It will be out to the vehicle instead of 1937.
Now, Andrew, I didn't say I was stupid. I just said I do the opposite. And not so much anymore. Not like I said, not that I'm older and wiser and smarter. For those of you on the East Coast in that one little area where Brett Favre is, I'm wicked smart. Wicked smart. Are you talking about the turtle, Dad, or are you talking about me? Are you trying to say you're gonna have turtle soup? Is that what you're saying? Don't worry, guys. He's talking about me, not the turtle. Now it'll fix itself. I thought I was a little close. I thought I was a little close. No, that's only the one side. It doesn't work for the other. Wow. Wow, Sergeant's wife. That can't be easy to do. I mean, slitting your wrist or cutting yourself or cutting your arm, cutting your leg, that's one thing, but to slice your own neck? Woo! Did the guy survive? I mean, is that a dumb question to ask? Ah, gotcha, Dad. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Sergeant's wife, did the guy survive?
It's a large apartment complex and it's locked. We'll try to make access to get to the room.
I mean, I don't mean to be rude or funny, but if he did it right, obviously he didn't survive, but I'm just curious if he survived. Was transported to a big hospital you don't know. Gotcha. Did your husband see it, or he just knows about the story due to the fact that it happened on his shift in his jurisdiction?
Engine 96, squad 20, difficulty breathing 1-2, 1-2 maker, sunshine.
Channel 5's not here anymore. Wonder where he went. Oh wait, no, this isn't where he was. He was up here on the other side of this light. Nope, he went somewhere else. Whatever. I'm not gonna play Chase Channel 5 all morning. Got my own things to do. Not a person right here who's not in a crosswalk and just wants to, you know, die. I can watch the news later because I record all news, so I can fast forward through the news and find the hit. So I'll look at Channel 5 and see where their South LA story was.
ADR 4946, 4946.
Good night, Olympia. Enjoy your sleep. Those are good noises. Those are good noises. What numbers? 14 would be good.
Quint 166, Quint 4, engine 167, engine 168.
That's not good.
Engine 42,
Too
engine
far.
90, engine 169, squad 167, battalion 10, battalion 16.
Structure
Apartment
fire.
House Fire 166 West District, 10920 East Ramona Boulevard, Washington Avenue.
I think that, what is that, South El Monte? Or El Monte? Yes, Andrew, anytime there is a structure fire call out, they will, or no, not Andrew, sorry, my bad. Fat Vinny, anytime there's a structure fire, it was El Monte, look at me. Anytime there's a structure fire call out, they call 2 battalions. Whichever one gets there first. Oh, that dude just ran over a cat. Hopefully that was a dead cat and not a live cat. I think it was already dead. I think I passed by it earlier and saw it. But what'll happen is the first battalion chief will get there, and if it's not a big deal, he'll cancel the other battalion chief. If it is a big deal, the other battalion chief will continue on. But only one of them is in charge. The first one to get there will take over from the truck company or the engine company. But it's they ask for two, that way they have twice the chance of one of them getting there faster. That's a first alarm assignment, and that is what is called out. It's never a single battalion chief. A single battalion chief will be called out on a car accident or a multiple victim shooting, but anytime there's a structure fire, apartment fire, 2 battalion chiefs are always called out. The same thing for LA City. We are, that was an LA County call out, but for LA City, same concept. And that's called a first alarm call out too. But then it changes from second alarm to greater alarm. Depends on where you're at.
Yeah, we're just getting to that point. PV should still be fine right now. Santiago, we're at Diamond Bar right now. It's just, this is the one area where PV gets a little tricky.
All right, guys, 20 more minutes. 20 more minutes, and I'm gonna call it. And I'm gonna go golf. Good news is I fed a story. I also had a pretty decent weekend, considering. I ended up getting, I don't know about decent. It was okay. I guess decent and okay are the same. I didn't have a great weekend, but I did get hits on multiple days, which is good. I ended up getting channel 4 and there might be more, but for sure I got channel 4 and 7 Saturday night and channel 5 on Sunday. Not bad considering I wasn't at the scene. Not bad considering I didn't get any transport, but it's great considering that, well, experience kicked in and I was able to grab a few hits. My knee still hurts though. But that's okay. Nothing to cry about. Man up.
Your location within either Albertson.
One more unit from Topanga and one more unit from Derbyshire to traffic control. Morning, commute.
Traffic control. Must be a TC or something, but that's in the valley.
17 on Sundays requesting. That's wrong. 2843 Roger. 17 on Sundays requesting additional Topanga and Devonshire unit. Roscoe Mason for traffic control.
Right, Vanessa? I did have a decent weekend with donations, thanks to you guys. So yeah, between donations, which I won't see until about a month from today.
Topanga and Devonshire Watch commanders that they're going to be held over until the defect watch.
There's a decent something going on right now in the valley, but due to the donations and the hits, it was like I said, it was a decent weekend. What did I do to my knee? Well, a bush stabbed me in the knee. I got stabbed in the knee by a bush when I was going through the bush to get the hospital shots. Might have been a tough bush, but I won. I walked right through that thing. And one of the things I needed to be real careful about when I was shooting that, when I was shooting those hospital scenes was, you guys have seen my phone come off its mount multiple times. Multiple times it's come off. So, and that's just because I need to get some new Velcro. But either way, you guys have seen my mount come off multiple times, or seen my phone come off the mount. If I was to lean my camera over that wall and the mount fell, or the phone fell off the mount, it would have fell 12, depending on where I was, you know, it would have been anywhere from 10 to 14 feet, depending on what side of the wall I was on, because I had two different angles. The first angle was probably about 10 foot. I think on the show I called it 12, but, you know, the fish was this big. I think I over-exaggerated the size of that fence on the show. I could be wrong, though. It could have been 12 feet, but 10 for sure. So my phone would have fell 10 feet, or it would have fell 14 feet, and I would not have been able to get it back. Absolutely not. There's no way. Unless the officers were super nice, but I'm guessing they wouldn't have been, and I would have lost my phone. Velcro the phone to the mount. I do. That's what I use, Andrew. I use, is it M3? I forgot what kind of Velcro it is, but it ain't your normal Velcro. It's, I think it's M3. I forgot. But I need to get some new Velcro. Ooh, good noises again. What you got? What you got? .147 would be great. Structure fire. Nope, that's going to be in Little Rock. Lancaster. Palmdale area. There you go, 3M. What'd I say, M3? Yeah, I use 3M Velcro. The kind of Velcro that you could put pictures on the wall without putting holes in your wall. That kind of Velcro. Did I say M3? I did. M3 is a type of a BMW, I think. But yeah, 3M. 3M has Velcro out, and it's pretty hefty Velcro. Right now I'm making my way into Watts and then going to my staging spot in Linwood. And then I'll hang out there for the rest of the morning. I might even stay out a few minutes longer after. Actually, I need to do an edit. I gotta edit something. It's a basic something. I just have, there's 4 parts to a story that we fed in earlier, the $20 million marijuana bust. Instead of putting 4 parts on YouTube, I'm just gonna make one giant part. The Instagram edit that I made, I'm not gonna put on YouTube, although I should. It's a funny edit. It's a great edit. But I won't be able to, definitely won't. Well, maybe I'll have to share. I don't know, we'll see. I'll put it on there just because it's funny and it might get moved around. But most of my Instagram edits I don't put on YouTube. The Instagram edits are for Instagram. But the YouTube, instead of putting 4 parts, I'll just put one giant part. How many miles do I put on in a shift? Anywhere from 50 to 150, depending on the night. But it's safe to say 60 is a decent average. Maybe less. I don't know. But I put on miles. This thing has 50,571 right now. I got it at 107. Very lucky. It's not very often you get.
Gunshot wound, 4130 Century Boulevard, Flower Street, stage for PD.
Well, that's behind us. How do we do that? This is a weird time of the morning to have shooting. All right, we're gonna go to a shooting. It's the exact opposite way of the way we are heading right now, but there's a freeway on-ramp up here, and I'm gonna use that and then get on the freeway. The 105 doesn't look that bad right now, but actually doesn't look great, to be honest with you. Told you, morning traffic's gonna kill us. But let's put on PD.
To the left side. Is it called Corporate County?
44, Corporate County,
So lots of traffic right now, but they just gave a size up. One male in his 30s, 3 gunshot wounds, 1 to the chest, 2 to the arm. I don't know if we're gonna make it or not, but we're gonna exit Prairie and hopefully we'll make it. Hopefully we can get transport. Might have been car-to-car shooting. Could have been the result of a robbery. It's not your normal drive-by shooting when it takes place at 5:15 in the morning. My experience kind of says it has a little more to it at that time, so we're gonna see. I think I got about a 5-minute or less ETA. We are definitely dealing with morning traffic right now, and I need to shoot and feed quickly. Helicopters are starting to be overhead. The only good thing about the helicopters is that is in the flight path of LAX, so they might not be able to go there. But that doesn't mean they're not.
Wait, copy. No suspect info. Unable to ascertain where the shooting occurred.
So they don't know exactly where the shooting occurred, which leads me to believe that he's either the passenger in the vehicle or he's the driver of a vehicle. I can't confirm it's a vehicle, but that's my guess, that they were in a vehicle due to the fact that they don't know where it took place. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Also, my phone might die. And if it dies, I'm just gonna say goodbye now. So when I'm there, I'm not really gonna be paying attention to my phone, but if my phone does die while you guys are there, here's an impromptu Later Loses, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. But for right now, we're gonna try to make it.
We copy into 18 on scene.
County fire's already there. Yeah, I know how that works, French. I know how that works.
4642.
My phone was charged. It was being charged on my computer. I don't have my external charger on me today. And going live takes more out faster than it can go in. I guess that I said too many words there, but you know what I mean. But yeah, my phone started with 100% today. But like I said, I didn't have my external, so I wasn't able to keep it on a funky charge today. Oh my gosh, look at all that traffic. Jesus. Dude, I'm gonna be better off going over this way. Some of this traffic has to do with that accident. Yeah, I don't have gonna have to deal with the next mile and a half with streets. Actually, it might even be 2 miles by the time I make my way to Century and over.
Fire. Count the Quinn.
129, 129, come in.
Sorry guys, my phone got too hot.
Benjamin Squad 71, cardiac arrest 29500 Heather Cliff Road.
My phone got too hot, but I cooled it down. We're back. See how long we can last. I'd say we got about a minute or two depending on lights.
Your over has been activated. Do you have a code 4?
Oh, and there goes transport. We missed it.
42.
Item 42, we copy. The victim will be transported to UCLA.
They transported quick. Damn. Thanks, traffic. Thanks a lot. And that's why we don't like to stay out this late. If I would have went on that and didn't have any traffic at all, I would have got transport, but I just missed transport. Excuse me. So if there's a shot up car, then we might be able to do something about it. If there's no shot up car, might not be able to do anything about it. There's a shot up car, or a car. Don't know how shot up it is. Doesn't look like I can go that way, so I'll have to stop.
California Avenue.
Morning. Now there was a family walking away. Don't know what they would have kept them here if they were a part of it. So I don't see any bullet holes yet. So yeah, I don't see any bullet holes yet. He was able to make it out to over there. There's where his either the window was shot out or he had the window down when he was shot. Why is the police tape always upside down? Every time. Every time. All right. Actually, what's up, man? Alright, I'm gonna say goodbye now. I got work to do, so phone's gonna leave us anyways, so I'm gonna say goodbye to you. And thank you for the donations. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and later, losers.